viewers, I'm your host Uzma Jafri with another episode of South Asia Focus. Let's begin the show. In this turbulent time where the risk of global recession remains high, India's growth chart is showing a ray of hope. The Morgan Stanley report titled "Why This is India's Decade" has estimated that India has the conditions in place for an economic boom fueled by offshoring, investment in manufacturing, the energy transition and the country's advanced digital infrastructure. Let's talk about the new India, which is fast leading towards becoming world's third largest economy.
India's Tata Advanced Systems Limited, in collaboration with Airbus, will manufacture C-295 military transport planes under the Make in India initiative. The foundation stone for the Tata Airbus plant was laid by Prime Minister Narendra Modi in Vadodara, Gujarat. This is considered by many to be India's big leap into becoming a global hub for manufacturing large aircrafts, both passenger and cargo. The Tata Airbus plant will generate 15,000 new skilled jobs and will also provide business to over 100 micro, small, and medium enterprises. India's mantra of Make in India, made for the globe, continues to enhance the country's capabilities in many different industries and areas.
अब भारत ट्रांसपोर्ट प्लेन का भी बहुत बड़ा निर्माता बनेगा। आज भारत में इसकी शुरुआत हो रही है और मैं वो दिन देख रहा हूं जब दुनिया के बड़े पैसेंजर प्लेन्स भी भारत में ही बनेंगे और उन पर लिखा होगा मेक इन इंडिया।
The world is looking towards India's robust market, which is fast recovering from the COVID-19 pandemic. Be it relaxing foreign direct investment norms across several sectors, or launching the production-linked incentive scheme aiming to make Indian manufacturers globally competitive, the Indian government has been the driving force behind India's economic recovery. Recently, India's economy overtook the United Kingdom's in terms of nominal GDP, making it the fifth largest in the world. The Morgan Stanley "Why This is India's Decade" report further predicts that India will become the world's third largest economy and stock market before the end of the decade.
Yes, it is possible, and it's important to again fully unlock this entrepreneurial potential in the economy and link firms to markets, to new ways of doing business and to technologies, and it's that's the way to get there.
How will India reshape its future growth? As per the Morgan Stanley report, India's per capita annual income is set to rise from $2,278 USD to $5,242 USD in 2031, setting the stage for a discretionary spending boom. The report also estimates that global spending on outsourcing could rise from 180 billion USD per year to around 500 billion USD by 2030, which will have significant effects on both commercial and residential real estate demand. The report praised India's Aadhaar system, the foundational ID for all Indians, designed to facilitate high-volume financial transactions at low cost with small-value transactions. Further, the report estimates that India's manufacturing share of its GDP will rise from 21.6% to 41% by 2031, implying an incremental 1 trillion USD manufacturing opportunity. India's global export market share is also expected to almost double from 2.3% to 4.5% by 2031, providing an incremental 1.2 trillion USD export opportunity. India's services exports will almost triple to 527 billion USD, from 178 billion USD in 2021 over the next decade. From e-commerce to internet penetration, passenger vehicle sales to residential property, the new India will shape the new world order in the next coming decade.
Moving on. As Nepal election date inches closer, parties across the Nepalese political spectrum have intensified their campaigning. While some have promised jobs and education, others are relying on socialist approach. Some have even tried rhetoric. Amidst all of this, country's foreign policy has also taken the center stage. KP Sharma Oli, the former Nepalese Prime Minister, has said he would maintain balanced relations with both India and China if he returns to power.
As Nepal general elections inches closer, all parties have stepped up their campaign. Amidst this, Nepal's main communist opposition party has said it will balance the Himalayan nation's ties with neighbors China and India for mutual benefit if it is returned to power in a general election this month. Both Asian giants have been locked in a high-stakes battle for influence in Nepal, sandwiched between two countries longing for a friendly government in Kathmandu. India, Nepal's biggest trade and economic partner, sees it as a natural ally and has invested billions of dollars in its infrastructure. Beijing has also made inroads lately and signed projects under its Belt and Road Initiative.
They are big powers. Our policy of neutrality and non-aligned will be genuinely followed. Genuinely followed and implemented. We will be reliable friends. Friend and neighbor of both of our neighbors. Our foreign policy will be based on mutual benefit, mutual respect.
The 70-year-old KP Sharma Oli is a favorite for Prime Minister if his loose alliance with royalists and a group of regional parties dominant in the southern plains wins a majority in the November 20 election for the 275-member National Parliament. He is facing the ruling alliance of Prime Minister Sher Bahadur Deuba with the Maoist Centre Party led by Prachanda, who headed a decade-long insurgency that ended in 2006. Both Deuba and Prachanda are vying for the top job.
For the good governance, for the rule of law, and for the economic development in all forms, for the modernization of agriculture, to establish and develop the industries and develop a basically self-reliance economy, self-independent economy. So for all these things, people have to vote their most to UML.
The election is taking place as Nepal faces the highest inflation in 6 years, caused by rising energy prices after Russia's invasion of Ukraine and amid growing fears of an economic slowdown following monetary tightening. Oli said the present government had no vision to tackle inflation, higher interest rates and faltering economic growth. Retail inflation is currently hovering over 8% and bank lending rates have gone up to over 18%. In its election manifesto released a few days ago, Oli's party has also promised to create 500,000 jobs every year. The other parties too are trying to vote through both the announcement of social and welfare schemes.
Moving on. Pakistan remains deeply entangled in a never-ending political crisis which is leading to chaos and uncertainty throughout the country. Mass anti-government protests by the opposition, increasing violence and growing conflicts between political parties and the army have put the already distressed country at a standstill. Join us for an inside story on Pakistan's political battle and its impact on South Asia.
On October 27, an unprecedented press conference was held by the ISI chief to clarify the Pakistan Army's position regarding former Prime Minister Imran Khan's politics and to deny Army Chief Qamar Javed Bajwa's involvement in removing the popular former Pakistan cricket legend from the top job. A week later, former cricketer turned politician Imran Khan was shot in the leg in an assassination attempt while leading the long march of his supporters in Punjab's Wazirabad. To make matters worse, the Shehbaz Sharif-led Pakistan government immediately gagged Pakistani media from telecasting any speeches or press conferences of Imran Khan. What were they trying to hide? There is a clear and increasing rift between Imran Khan and the Pakistan Army since he was removed as Prime Minister in a parliamentary confidence vote in April. Imran Khan had alleged that the deep state forces in Pakistan had entered into a conspiracy to remove him as Prime Minister. Imran Khan made his first appearance after his shooting on November 4th in a long, rambling press conference where he placed the blame on Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif, Interior Minister Rana Sanola, and intelligence official Major General Faisal Nazir for the attempt on his life.
सबसे पहले राणा सनाउल्लाह ने क्यों बनाया? क्योंकि राणा सनाउल्लाह एक कातिल है। राणा सनाउल्लाह और शहबाज शरीफ ने, दूसरी तरफ शहबाज शरीफ के ऊपर ह्यूमन राइट्स वॉच की रिपोर्ट है या एमनेस्टी इंटरनेशनल की रिपोर्ट है। उसके बाद ये दो, इन्होंने इस प्लान के अंदर ये शामिल हुए और साथ मिल गया इनके मेजर जनरल फैसल। इन तीन ने फैसला किया मुझे कत्ल करने का। और फिर हुआ क्या?
Pakistan has a long history of political violence. Former Prime Minister Benazir Bhutto was assassinated in December 2007 in a gun and bomb attack after holding an election rally in Rawalpindi next to Islamabad. Her father, the former Prime Minister Zulfikar Ali Bhutto, was hanged in the same city in 1979 after being deposed in a military coup. The Pakistan Army and spy agencies, the ISI and military intelligence, play a significant role in Pakistan's politics. Shadowy deals made with political parties, the judiciary, religious extremists, and terrorist groups have been widely exposed. It is this political culture that Imran Khan has been able to successfully exploit, either as a full participant and leader, or, since his removal from power, as critic and staunch opponent. Imran Khan, in his current role as critic of the ruling powers, is managing to rally support for his movement for Hakiki Azadi, or real freedom. Khan's aim, and the reason for this long march in Wazirabad, was to disrupt the status quo, force an early election and return to power, and to compel the army and the ISI to be supportive of his ambitions.
There is a view in Pakistan that Imran Khan rode to power at the back of the support from the army. So he's actually not happy that the army has kind of left him. There are many reasons why he had to go, but one of the prime reasons that he is advancing is because the neutrals, he calls the army neutrals, the neutrals have started backing someone else. And he also brings in the foreign conspiracy case.
Political volatility in Pakistan causes severe damage to the country's growth, especially to its struggling citizens, who are already coping with high inflation and economic volatility. This instability and volatility in Pakistan is destabilizing for South Asia, and especially for its relations with neighboring India. In the absence of any diplomatic engagement, the rather fragile relations between India and Pakistan are being kept up only by means of an unwritten ceasefire that began in 2003 and was salvaged from near breakdown last year only. India will continue to remain vigilant and closely monitor Pakistan's fragile political climate so it can best protect itself and its citizens.
Time now for Asia This Week, the stories from across the continent.
Yokohama Nissan Stadium is a multi-purpose stadium with a 72,000 seat capacity. Not only sports but also music concerts and other events are also organized in this stadium. Since the Odo shogunate reigned, Yokohama has served as a gateway to the Western world. The city has a long history of sports.
日本で最大の大きなスタジアムでもありますし、いろいろな大きな大会の決勝戦にもなっていますので、すごく嬉しいです。
It was the Edo period in 1866 when samurais walked the streets with swords in their hands. The rugby club was also established, with the first Japanese soccer game being held in 1888. After the construction of the Yokohama International Stadium in 1998, sports in the Japanese city received a further push. Later, the FIFA World Cup, the Rugby World Cup, and the Tokyo Olympic Games were held there in 2002, 2019, and 2020 respectively.
こちらが選手が使うロッカールームになっております。今日はですね、特別に2002年のサッカーワールドカップ当時決勝戦出場されたブラジル代表チームのロッカーを再現しております。選手が使う個々のロッカーの背中にですね、使った選手のサインを残していただいております。当時のまま保管をしているというロッカーです。
To hold big world sporting events, its lawn is kept in top condition. Its shock-absorbing function helps to keep athletes safe, and its well-groomed flat surfaces ensure exciting play. 3 big world sports events are preserved as delightful and exciting memories of Yokohama citizens. The stadium, a well-known Yokohama attraction, engraves a delightful sports history. It is visited not just by Japanese citizens but foreigners as well. Japanese company Casio has launched a minimally designed digital piano that sounds exactly like the original. The PX S7000 is designed to provide a rich musical experience to its users. The PX S7000 is launched to meet the needs of modern musicians who wish to innovate their music. Casio investigated market trends and the needs of piano users to come up with this product. The stylish design brought a new image to this piano. Casio's designer researched word adaptability.
このデザインコンセプトは日々の生活と調和するピアノというふうに設定しています。ミニマルで、圧迫感を感じさせないデザインというものがあります。今までピアノを弾くスキルがあったんだけれども現在は弾いていないようなユーザーに着目してそういう人たちに受け入れてもらえるようなピアノ現代の直線基調が多いインテリアに合わせて家具調の4本足のスタンドなどを活用して視界を遮らずに人に圧迫感を感じさせないそんなデザインに仕上げるようにしています。よりユーザーが自由に自分の生活に合った場所に置けるようにこの前から見ても後ろから見ても横から見ても美しいそんなデザインにすることで、ピアノっていうものを壁際が開放してユーザーが自由に使えるようにそういうふうにデザインしています。
Casio is a sophisticated global company. The Casio designer researched global furniture design, particularly in the United Kingdom, to determine its suitability for global households. The new digital piano, the PX S7000, is a revolution in the history of global piano players.
Festivals are larger than life celebrations here in India. Furthermore, they give you the chance to celebrate the little and big things in life. India is one of the largest countries to celebrate numerous festivals. As India is a very cultural and diverse country, so are the festivals. Deepavali is one of them. This great festival of Kashi's Deepavali has a direct relation with Lord Shiva. Let us know what the story behind it is.
India's northern town of Varanasi glittered with the lights of hundreds of thousands of earthen lamps as Hindu marked Deepavali, a festival that commemorates several Hindu mythological events, one being the victory of Hindu Lord Shiva over the demon Tripurasur. The festival, also known as Tripurotsav, is considered one of the most auspicious events in Hindu calendar Panchang, and people from across the country and abroad visit the site to be a part of the celebrations. Following holy rituals including the bathing in the river Ganga, they light earthen lamps, locally referred as diyas, to mark the event. Held 15 days after India's biggest festival of Deepavali, this year's Deepavali celebration registered a record lighting of over 1 million earthen lamps across the town. The city twinkled as soon as the dusk set in. The steps of all the ghats on the riverfront of the Ganga were lit with earthen lamps. Not only the ghats of Ganga, but also the temples were lit with millions of diyas.
भगवान का अभी कुछ दिनों पहले दिव्य दीपोत्सव यहाँ मनाया गया और उसके बाद राम राज्य यहाँ पर चल रहा है। चारों तरफ खुशहाली है, जगह जगह दिए जलाए जा रहे हैं। आज यहाँ पर रामोत्सव में 1 लाख दीपक जलाए गए।
According to religious beliefs, on the day of Kartik Purnima, the first full moon after Diwali, all the gods and goddesses come down from heaven to earth. It is also believed that all deities too become a part of the celebrations. Owing to the significance and the growing socio-cultural popularity of this festival, the festival is increasingly getting popular and is now celebrated in other parts of the country too. People from across the country also visit Varanasi to get a glimpse and first-hand experience of the festival.
मैं पुणे से आया हूँ। मैं खास तौर से इस देव दीपावली को देखने और मनाने के लिए आया हूँ। मैंने सुना था कि बनारस में देव दीपावली काफ़ी अच्छी होती है, लेकिन जो मैं सुना था जब बनारस आया तो मैं उससे कहीं ज़्यादा पाया और मैं बहुत संतुष्ट हूँ, भावुक हूँ और बहुत खुश हूँ कि मुझे आज ये सौभाग्य मिला कि अपने सामने मैं इतनी अच्छी व्यवस्था और पूजन देख पाया।
According to another belief, this day marks the end of the month-long festival, which begins after the Hindu Lord Vishnu wakes up after a 4-month slumber from July to October. The reasons behind could be diverse, but the essence of the festival remains the same, and a similar pomp and fervour is witnessed every year.
Festivals of lights add an altogether different level of fervour to the festivities. With that, we come to the end of this week's episode. See you next week. Goodbye and take care.